Hey, welcome everyone. I got a really challenge here for myself tonight. So the challenge is I'm going to paint over that old painting and create a paint by number painting into a real piece of art. And I got the chat room going here. That's what I'm doing. And I just opened up my chat room so I can see it here as I paint. If anybody's talking. All right, let's get started. So anyway, this uh, paint by number, if I remember right, the horizon was about here, and then it had a pretty big mountain going pretty much straight across, and then it had a row of trees in the front here. This all water down here. It had a piece of land coming out here with trees over here, and then it had some land down here with it's going to have a tree coming in off the side here, and then there's an evergreen tree down here, and water, reflection of the trees in the water, and I think I had more land down here like this. All right, so let's get started. I don't know how to tackle this. The only reason why I don't like this painting is because the way I did the mountains. Let's get started. What I'm going to do, and I found enough titanium white, I should be able to finish the painting with that. Uh, so by number, let's see, we'll put the horizon in about here, a little lower than halfway. And then we're going to have a big mountain here. So somehow I got to cover, I'll get some of the sky put in right now. So let's get this old mountain out of the way. Get it covered. And there we go. That's a good enough start. All right, let's do the mountain. So I'm going to use a dark blue for the mountain. And then it's going to be it's going to have snow on it. So the middle peak of this was a famous paint by number painting that they used to sell at Michael's. Has a really tall peak in the middle, and then it kind of just came down like this, and then it went straight across because there's going to be trees in the front of it. We'll kind of concave it here. So the trees are going to go across there. This is all going to be water down here. I'm going to use this dark blue to finish off the land that's in here. This is going to have an outcrop here like this. And then there's trees going up here. And then there's another, some more land right here. I'll just put it in with this dark blue. It's actually almost a greenish color. There we go. And that, the rest, this will all be water in here. This is a pretty good challenge because I'm painting over an old painting. Plus I'm doing a paint by number into a real painting. I don't know if you can find this paint by number anymore because the style that they put out nowadays, it's they're a little different. They're not like classic oil paintings like this anymore. They're real simple things like uh, a butterfly with some plants behind it, stuff like that. It's not it'd be kind of cool if you found this painting because a really good landscape. Now we're going to do blue water in here. Nice bright blue water. This is going to be a fun painting to do though because there's evergreen trees, there's water. A tree coming in off the side here. A nice big lake here. I used to go fishing in, I lived in Vegas. We got to go up to Utah a lot because it was right there. And we used to go to this place called Panguitch Lake. We would go camping and fish at this beautiful mountaintop lake. Just like this. The mountain would be right there and there's a lake. We were up like at least 7,000 feet and there's a lake up there. And then there was a river coming out of it where we would do trout fishing. So what was cool about fishing there, because you only could catch 3 in a day, or you could have 3 fish on your person. So we would eat those 3 that we caught that night, and then so we could go fishing the next day. So this is all got to get covered. This is all water here too. Okay. It's a big lake. I put some really cool videos on my channel today. If you want to go check them out later, I did some cool paintings already, some easier ones that might give you some ideas. You know, art is kind of difficult because you know everybody wants to do their own thing, and but you could get ideas from other artists. It's okay to do that. So there's the map. I'll put the tree in next. So it was just like a green tree. So I'm going to make it green. I'm going to use dark green to just put it in real quick. So it was just a tree coming in off the side here like this. And I'll highlight it. Coming in off the side. Like I said, it was a really classic by number landscape. Somebody told me once that the painting was actually in a museum. that they use for the paint by number up in New York, upstate New York. So it's a real famous painting. And I'm trying to remember what it looked like. This is exactly what it looked like so far, except this was blue. I don't know why I made it yellow. I'm gonna change it though. I'm gonna make it orange. I like doing orange eyes. So how we do that? We'll just get a wet brush with some red on it, and I'm going to that yellow. And try and make some orange down here. It's not the best yellow I'm using, so it's not working very well. You know, when you use you want to use a better brand. It just stays vibrant better. I'll change it all to orange here. Keep a little yellow glow around this here. It doesn't matter because I'm going to put some cool clouds up there on the sky. So it really doesn't matter what color the sky is. That looks pretty good. Thanks. I got your painting are amazing. Do you sell them? Yeah. In 2 weeks I got a art show I'm going to here where I live, close to where I live, at one of the they call them farmers markets every Saturday. It just started this Saturday, but we only sell our art like maybe 2 Saturdays out of the month. They allow us artists to go out there now. This lady put this together for us. Plus, I'm also going to start selling. I live in Seattle, okay? And Seattle is like really artsy city, man. So in Ballard, which is the next suburb over from where I live, it's only a mile away, the next suburb, Ballard. Every other Saturday they have an art walk, an art sale. Every other Saturday, so I'm going to try and hook up with them and maybe put a booth out there at least once a month. I got my own tent, and I'm going to give it a try, because I mean, I've sold my paintings before in the past at like Summerfest and places like that, and they sold pretty good. These landscapes sell stuff. If you've never done a landscape, it's worth, doing a few of them. Right now, this is about how that paint by number looked so far. Except there's going to be another evergreen tree here. And there's going to be 3 small ones over here going about this high. And then there's going to be trees across the back of the mountain here, reflecting in the water. 1 tree right here, and 3 over here, and then some bushes down here, and some clouds. And now I gotta do the mountain next. I'll show you a little trick I do sometimes on the mountain to help me with my highlighting. Can you see this part of the mountain here? Looks already like that's about where the snow should go, right in there. You see that? So I'm going to take, this is a pretty brisk, and what I'm going to do is kind of prepare my highlights here, how I'm going to want them, by maybe getting rid of some of that dark color. I'll wet the brush a little. We'll take away some of this dark paint to create some highlights on the mountain before I paint it. This is a good trick if you're not good at mountains. If you don't want to put the paint away, this is a good way to test it. Alright, that kind of gives me some ideas. You could see some places where I would want to put the highlights there. That looks really cool. Alright, so let's grab my favorite brush, the filbert brush. So one side's going to be white and the other side's going to be a light blue. Okay, and then some of this dark will show in underneath. That's why I made the mountain really dark, so this will also soak in to that paint so it doesn't stay so bright white. I like to start off with just a little bit of color first, like that, and then step back and look to see if I do a little bit at a time on these peaks. Okay. We'll just start off with a little. I kind of like that. I like how these look real rigid over here. So now I'll add some more down here. We're creating the mountain right now. These I like to extend out like this. See how the white's soaking in and it's making it blue? That's okay, it'll look really cool. Doesn't all have to be totally white. All right, I kind of like that. I'm going to bring my this big mountain a little more over here. Give it a little different shape up there. Yeah, I like that better. Now the other side is going to be a light blue, okay? So you want it to be pretty light. Because I remember this paint by number, it was like a really light blue. I could use a smaller brush now. I got a smaller filbert brush, that'll work. Now if you like to use a knife, you can use a knife. Or you can also hold this brush like as if it's a knife, like this. And we just want to pull color down. We don't want to cover all the black, because the black is going to make it look like there's maybe some rocks up there. But if you cover all the black, that's okay. You can put darker color in there if you want. I want to go over this white part here. That blue kind of a little too light there. Wow, that's looking pretty good. It's a little bit too light, the blue, so I'm going to darken it up, okay? I kind of made it a little too light, so I'll go over that when it dries. I think that's a little better. Yeah, that was a little wet, my brush, but let's make that blue get a little brighter now. Perfect. Is that focus? Focus. Hocus pocus. Look how cool that mountain's turning out already. That looks so cool. Now if these end up being a little lighter, it's okay, because maybe these peaks are a little further back. Don't need to be as bright, the blue. But there you go. Just think of it as a pyramid. One side dark, one side light. And I'll put more white on the other side here in a little bit. I'm going to let it dry a little more. And you could do, you can shape your mountain different ways. Like, we'll bring some of this blue over here into the other side to create different angles on the mountain. But if I remember right, the that paint by number, it was a pretty simple mountain like that. Let's try. I'll try and put some white on there again, and we'll brighten up this here. There we go. Much better. Look at that mountain, guys. Wow. Doesn't that look amazing? If you just joined in, this is a paint by number that they used to sell at Michael's. And I did one of these a long time ago when I first started on YouTube, but I did it in oil. This is acrylic, okay? So we can leave that one bright. It looks like the sun is hitting right there, doesn't it? Doesn't that look cool? Mountains are fun to do, man. But now, my new thing is the clouds. I came up with a new technique for my clouds, and now I spend a lot of time on my clouds to make the clouds look really cool. The secret to have good mountains, you want to extend this color down. If you just leave it over here, it won't look right. You got to extend your mountains out to make them look right, okay? That looks really cool. Oh, and I'm going to add, watch, I'm going to add a little white there to that peak behind there. And it's going to look like the sun is hitting right back here. Okay. So the way I do my mountains, I did that dark color underneath, remember? So even this color right now that I'm putting on, this white, it still might soak in, so near the end of the painting I'll probably have to hit those again if I want them to look bright, okay? We'll keep an eye on them as I paint the rest here, and then we'll see how much it soaks in, because right now it's pretty bright. It's bright enough for me. It looks like, you know, the sun is really hitting those white spots. Very cool. I'm happy with that mountain. I'm glad I'm live on YouTube too. Hey, Raphael, how you doing? Raphael in the house. I think you're still in here. Good evening, everybody. Let me know if you're still in here. If you guys leave, I'll just shut the live off. All right, I'm going to put the mic in now, my iPad. I think it's enough so you guys can hear me better. There. Check 1, 2. Is that better? I probably blasted your ears. You can lower your volume now. All right, so now this is a paint by number that they used to sell at Michael's, not anymore. They got these cheesy ones now. But man, back in the day, they used to sell some pretty good paint by numbers. I'm just remembering what it looked like because I did it years ago in oil, but now I'm doing it in acrylic because I remember what it looked like. My colors in the sky are a little different, but that shouldn't make a difference. So what I'm going to do next, what was so cool about this paint by number, it had a row of trees in the back here, and it reflected into the water. So I'm gonna work on that next, and once I get that done, I'll do the 3 trees over here, evergreen trees, and then highlight that, and then I'll do the water last because you gotta put a lot of highlights on the water. So for those distant trees, first off, we gotta lighten up this lower part of the mountain. So I'm gonna take some white like this and just kind of glaze this area back here. We're gonna make it look like fog down here. It's not messing the mountain up, trust me. This will all fade in and it'll look like fog around the base mountain when it dries. All right, there we go. Now I'll do the trees back there. I'm going to use a fan brush to put a row of trees across the back. I need a light green. This is always the hardest part, getting the right color for back here. I think that works. That works for me. I actually like that color for the ground color. Just for now. Just for now to get some color in there. Okay. All right, now you can see the row of trees back there. I can't remember how dark these were. They may have been a little darker. And then remember it had 4 indications of like taller trees going up like this. Like indications of evergreen trees popping up back here. Very cool. I got a good memory, huh? I should try and find the original paint by number picture and show you. That looks pretty good. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba. I'm going to try and put the reflection in the water now. I'm going to do the easiest way you can do it with the acrylic paint. Just going to swipe it down. I'll bring this up here. Make it all water there. Now use a blend brush to lightly go across it. Okay, now this is the fun part. So this will give you good practice with your knife if you've never used a knife before. Hey, Bill. Thank you. How you doing? To go to Brazil. We have a friend here that comes to Seattle every once in a while from Brazil. You got to put a line of white back there to make it look like a reflection. And you got to make it really thin. A really thin line. Doesn't that look cool? Now, I remember this paint by number. You see how this mountain is? They didn't reflect the mountain in the water, from what I remember, right? Doesn't that look cool? Well, this is how you get your water to look flat. You're going to put these lines in like this, horizontal, and then it makes the water look like it's flat, okay? Not only in there, all on the edge and everything. Well, I'm glad there's a few of you in here watching. This was my most popular video. A couple years ago, I did this in oil paint, and it ended up being a very popular video. But that was in oil. This is acrylic paint. So it is a little different. I just love the way the water looks. So amazing. Well, at least I'm getting the water done. Wasn't going to do the water yet. I was going to try and change some of the color of the water because it only has one tone right now. But I can do that later. Looks pretty good. Okay. I'll come back to the water. It looks pretty good so far. Now I can put my trees over here. All right, so let's put some trees over here now. Right on this peninsula here. Maybe I should do a different style tree. Like the branches are hanging down. Yeah, I might do that because let me try this other brush. This other brush has a little more, it's a little more stout. It can design the branches a little smaller. Yeah, that looks cool. All right. This is a little harder tree to do. But that looks cool. Keep adjusting this tree till you get it right. Very nice. Ooh. Uh-oh. I'm yawning, guys. We will do some bushes. This hill here. It's like that. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And we will do some bushes down here. Okay. Those could actually be trees down there. Like if we're looking up, if we're standing up on a hill here, looking down. Oh man, just wait till I do the clouds. When I get the clouds in there, it's going to look amazing. This has two challenges. This painting, I painted over another painting. If you go back to the beginning of this live, you'll see what was underneath this painting. So I'm doing a paint by number over an old painting. Isn't that cool? It's like a double challenge. I can't wait. I'm going to try this go blue here. I can't wait. Some bushes. Lots of bushes. All right, let me put this so you can get a straight shot. I'm gonna take a breather and take this in to see what else I can do. Look at that mountain, man. That mountain is amazing. Brian, Brian 007, I don't know if you're still in here, but that's cool that you like arts. I don't get too many people watching because everybody watches something else. I think they watch the flat earth and they watch uh, other stuff. I like that the grass is a little dark. Uh, I just don't want to put a tree over here on the right. It might ruin this whole area here. But it does need another tree on the left because that paintbrush had 3 trees over here. So let me put one more in there. See what it looks like. I'll put a different style tree in here. And then I'll put a small one down here. There we go. 3 trees now. Put a small one over here, over the water. I think it'll look cool. Like right down in here. Over the water. Yeah, that does look cool. All right. Sometimes more trees are better. That looks really cool. So guess what? Since that looks so cool, we're going to put one right here. Oh, the water. This one will be bigger because we're getting closer to the foreground. So we make this one the biggest tree of them all. There we go. Wow, that looks so cool. So the paint by number didn't have those two trees in it, but I just added those in there because I think it looks cool. This should be taller than that one though. So I'm going to raise it up just a hair. And widen it out accordingly. There we go. Make it look right. And then we'll put a smaller one here, getting further away. I like trees. So this is pretty cool. Even though this is a paint by number, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I'll add my own stuff in here. We'll put some flowers down here. These are going to be like yellow golden flowers. Like dandelions maybe. Doesn't that look cool, guys? I'm going to put flowers over here the same way. Because it's going to really make this painting look cool with all this stuff in it that painting didn't have, the paint by number. It's in the New York Museum. It was a good painting. But I'm going to add some stuff to it to make it look better. That way it's, I got mark on it. You know, just like a musician when you play someone else's song, you want to put your own signature on it. Same thing with art. Art is the same way. You don't like to copy anybody else, but that's how you learn. Aristotle said, any instruction given or received by way of argument proceeds from pre-existing knowledge. So that means there's nothing new under the sun. Everybody learned what they learned from somebody else. I think that really made it look good. I kind of liked that. So what I'm going to do here in the front, we're going to like bushes now here coming down. These will be a little bigger. Put a little groundwork underneath them. Thanks for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. I don't like these bushes back here with that color, so I'm going to change these back to dark and think about what color to make them in a second. But the color doesn't look good over the yellow. Oh man. Alright guys, I'm going to move up to the sky next. Or one person. I think I got one person watching now. I'm going to move up to the sky and do the clouds. This is really fun. I really start digging my cloud work. Alright, so I'm going to use a fan brush for the clouds. Maybe I'll do this side first, do the rest. So I'll show you how I do them. We'll put a few clouds like this. Then I like to pull the bottom out a little. Make the cloud a little bigger. I'll come back to those. I'll keep moving. So over here, I'll just have a few clouds here on this side that look far away. Those will be like my far away clouds. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-da-da-ba, ba-da-ba-ba, ba-da-da-da-ba, ba-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. I don't know how much clouds I want to put in here, but do 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 do. All right, I'm going to work with these that I have up here for now, and then if I need to put more in there, which I know I will, I'll put more clouds in a second. Wow, that looks amazing. Ooh, getting tired, guys. Thanks for the thumbs up, everyone. This is really looking cool. Now, this is, you know, I did the snow up here. See how it's fading in already, the brightness? So I'll have to re-hit my mountains again. This one still looks okay. It looks like the sun is hitting right there. So our sun's over here on the right. So I hit the tops of these clouds now and brighten them up on the tops. And it'll look like the sun is hitting on them. So You know how I took that brush and I knocked it down to help it dry. So now we're going to put some bright white on here. Hopefully it looks like sunlight hitting there. And we'll put some shadows underneath. See how it zits up a little bit? I usually use purple for shadows on the clouds, but I'm going to use a light blue today. Since we got a yellow sky, so we're going to put some for our bottom of our clouds, we'll use like a light blue. You could also use gray if you want. Wow, that looks cool. I like to use color. Usually this would be a grayish color, but I like to use color. It's not done. Now I gotta blend it in. Find my good filbert brush here. We want to blend this in a little bit now into the cloud. Move it around. I like it, love it. What I'm doing now is just streaks of distant clouds back there. Because if you don't put that in, then it'll looked funny because I didn't have anything in here, any kind of clouds. It just looked funny, so you got to put these streakers in there, I call them. Well, I think we're near the end of the painting, guys. I can't believe I painted the whole thing. This is probably the, this is a classic painting. That's why they did a paint by number of it. I mean, I added some stuff of my own, but the whole design is pretty much how that painting was. There we go. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. I think I'm going to just turn that into grass, I think. Tall grass, you know. Sing, I can't wait to feel your love tonight. There we go. We got some grass there now. And what I think I'm going to do on these bushes is just kind of touch a little color up on top here. Just a little. It's what I should have done up here. That looks better. We're getting there. I like it. I love it. It's turning into a masterpiece. Wow. I can't believe it. Turning into a masterpiece. I got a piece of lint hanging over here on my easel, and I keep thinking it's a spider moving or something. When you put the highlight color on, it brings the branches out. So, see how cool that tree looks now? Oh, man, I'm getting tired, guys. What time is it? 10:15. If you know, I did all the trees with different tones of color. So they all look a little different. I didn't do the big tree yet up there. That's got to have some highlights on it, or it won't look like a tree. I'm so glad there's a few of you watching. I might try a bright green. I think, where's our lights coming from the right, though? This is going to be difficult. Not bad, not a bad job, because the shade was going to be on this side. I'm used to doing the light coming from the left and putting the shadows on the inside here. But this looks all right. Yeah, it looks like. So, there we go, guys. I'll put a little snow on the mountains and then take a picture of it, and I'm done. So we'll get that light to hit back up here again. There we go. So now the light's hitting the mountain. It'll probably soak in again. I put so much color underneath. When I first put the mountain, it was a dark, almost a black blue. It was pretty dark. It looked like it was black. So it soaks in. I'm really happy with that, guys. Just put a few birds up there. That's my signature. I've been putting birds in all my landscapes since I started on YouTube a couple years ago. So put a group of them coming in. Well, thanks for you guys that stuck around. I appreciate it. And there we go. It's a done painting. I can't believe I got the whole thing done. An hour and a half. That's a paint by number turned into a real painting. Wow. I got it all done in one sitting. Let me show you a painting I did before this. I really came really good. This is a simple painting, but look how cool that came out. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you're a new subscriber, thank you. And I will see you tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm going to get up early and do I call them the coffee sessions. So I'll be up at 5 in the morning having coffee and doing a painting. Look what my camera's doing. It's making the mountain back there look blurry. Wow. Take a screenshot of that. That's the way it would look in real life. The mountain didn't come into focus, but all this is in focus up here. That is the weirdest thing. Or is that just my eyes playing tricks on me? Oh yeah, it's just my eyes getting blurry when I get too close. Have a good night, everyone. Cheers.